Hello, hello. Welcome back to Finding Spirit with Tabs. I'm your host, Tabs McCaffrey, and I'm a developing psychic medium here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. On today's episode, we are doing Mindset Monday. These are actually becoming some of my favorite episodes. This is where we get to dive in and share some of the things that I'm finding through this journey, podcasts that I'm listening to. And really, these are just going to be mindset episodes. They're quick episodes, get to the point, give you what you need to hear to start your week off right. So today's episode is You Only See What You Believe and How Perception Shapes Your Reality. Did you know that you literally can't see what you don't believe in? Deepak Chopra recently shared this fascinating idea that your perception is shaped by your beliefs, and there's actually science to back it up, which is just crazy and wild. In this episode, we're going to explore how beliefs shape your perception, the science behind it, and how this applies to spiritual and personal growth. I also want to mention one of his quotes here too. We only see things that we believe in. Your cognitive and perception mechanisms adjust to what you believe in. I know this is a lot to take in, but trust me, it's all going to make sense by the end of this episode. Deepak's idea is that perception is not objective. It's shaped by what you believe to be possible. I'm going to give you an example. This was an experiment called the kitten experiment. Researchers raised kittens in controlled environments where they were only exposed to horizontal, or vertical lines. When placed in normal environments, kittens raised with horizontal lines couldn't see vertical objects and vice versa. This is wild. This suggests that early sensory experiences shape what the brain is wired to see. Belief and conditioning determine perception at a fundamental level. This is so important. How can we relate it to human perception? If you believe that spiritual connection isn't possible, your brain may literally filter out signs or experiences that would validate it. Your brain's cognitive pathways are shaped by your upbringing, whether it's religious, economic, social, and spiritual conditioning. Now, the science behind perception and belief, neuroscience of perception, your brain processes about 11 million, that's crazy, bits of information per second. But consciously, you only process about 40 to 50 bits. Your brain filters this based on your beliefs and past experiences. Studies in cognitive psychology show that the reticular activating system, or the RAS, in your brain acts as a filter. You notice what aligns with your beliefs and ignore what doesn't. I think this is so true. Example, if you buy a red car, you suddenly notice red cars everywhere, not because more red cars exist, but because your brain is now wired to notice them. And I can agree to this. I bought a Subaru last year and probably didn't notice them as much. And now I notice 3 or 4 of them in the parking lot at the grocery store every single time. I can't believe how much I notice them out and about. So it's really funny they gave this example because I was like, yep, I would agree to that. The next is the placebo effect and belief. So research shows that belief alone can trigger physical responses in the body. Placebo studies reveal that people who believe they're receiving treatment often experience real symptom relief even when the treatment is fake. This shows that the brain can create psychological responses based on belief alone. And I work in pharmacy. This is something that's been happening in medicine forever. They actually report placebo effect on every single drug. And some have really high placebo effect, which is always just mind-blowing. But I think that's how this science can relate to it. They believe it, therefore their symptoms improve. It's a thing. It truly is a thing. Now, how conditioning shapes your reality. Your worldview is shaped by your childhood conditioning, how you were raised, cultural norms, religious teachings, social structures. If you are taught that spiritual connection isn't real, your brain is less likely to perceive spiritual signs, even if they're happening. You're just not perceiving them. To shift your perception, you have to challenge your underlying beliefs and conditioning. So it's basically rewiring the brain. We're going to talk a little bit about neuroplasticity. Your brain can rewire itself by creating new neural pathways, practicing mindfulness, affirmations, visualization. These can all help reshape how you perceive reality. And if you've had a session with me, you've probably heard me talk about this. We're going to rewire your brain. Right now, we need to create some new neural pathways. I always say this. It's so funny when it pops up in an episode in another way, because this is something that I do talk about and teach when I'm with my clients. I love this part. I love the science. There is science behind spirituality. I don't want to be a spoiler here, but it's true. There's science behind a lot of areas of spirituality that were being dismissed before, and now they're coming out and people are more aware. Now, how can you shift your perception? You have to believe it's possible to see beyond your current perception, your current reality. Some ways that you can start doing this would be to open your mind to new experiences and perspectives. Practice visualization. Imagining what you want to see makes your brain more likely to perceive it. Visualization is one of my favorite ways of manifesting, and this kind of links into with the gateway tapes. There's quite a bit of visualization in the patterning episodes. I'm going to pop that up here. I do have a whole episode how I use the gateway tapes to manifest some crazy things in my life. Another way that you can shift your perception is challenging those limiting beliefs by asking, what if I'm wrong about this? Like, what if I have this all wrong? Challenge them. Think about that. The ones that hold you back, challenge them. And engage in spiritual practices like meditation, connecting with your guides, intuitive exercises. I love the gateway tapes for this. Be open to new perceptual pathways. And I think by doing this, it's like opening up your mind to new possibilities, which actually allows new possibilities to come to you. So just to wrap this up, what if the world is so much more than what you've been conditioned to see? Imagine what you could perceive if you let go of your old beliefs and opened yourself up to new possibilities. Why do we all perceive the world differently? Why does it seem like some people have more opportunities? Is it because they're open and they believe those opportunities are coming? It's just some food for thought. It's a different way to start looking at your life. And I do encourage you all to challenge your beliefs, stay open, be open to new opportunities, new experiences. I always say that to people when they sit down into a mediumship reading with me. All I ask is that you're open and that you remain open to this experience. And just by being open, you allow the communication to flow more freely. All right, we're at the end. I hope this helped you on your journey. I hope it makes a difference for you this week, gives you some food for thought, maybe some things you want to change. I'd love to hear what you think below in the comments. If you haven't already subscribed or followed, please do so. Hit like, comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about these Mindset Mondays, and I'm going to head out of here. Thank you so much for walking this path with me and finding spirit. I will see you next week for our next Mindset Monday. Bye.